Something massive just happened in World of Warcraft's story. Well, apparently, the Voidspire raid is here, people. So let's find out what happened in it. Hello, everybody. It's your boy Jmulls, and let's get into this. Well, because all but one of the range in my group couldn't go to the edge of the arena in Phase 2, I couldn't get the boss down. And because Blizzard for some reason still time-gates story mode, thankfully, MMO Champion has the cinematic. So let's see what happens. It's been pretty hard to avoid spoilers. I think I kinda know what generally happens, but let's find out together. Dramatic music plays. Okay.
Mother, hang on, my love.
Okay, so it's well animated at least.
I'm here.
Facial animations are good.
Touching. But you're far too late to save anyone.
Hi, Zal.
And now,
See, we wouldn't have gotten flicked like
the
that.
moment of truth. I'll die before I serve you. Serve me? Despite all we've been through, it was never actually you.
Oh, the dagger!
Acquired.
Ooh! Oh yeah, twist it. Ooh. That's what happens when you go Alliance. That's what happens.
At last. Beautiful.
Ah, the Nara, right. Dang, it's like I'm back in RuneScape's wilderness.
Behold.
Can't believe Illyria just got looted.
Opens.
Very well animated, I'll say this. Hello? Okay.
Mother!
Hey, she's fine. Walk it off. Stupid mage teleported him out. Meanwhile, Tyrallian's over here just free-falling.
Mother! Father! The tether worked. But we've lost them all. We've lost everything.
Well, okay, so that's not ideal, I think it's fair to say. Okay, so my initial impression is that this is one of the better cinematics they've done in a long while. I think overall it's really well animated. I think another element that this cinematic really is able to nail down is the pacing. Now, I will say, I don't really buy the idea that Xal'atath killed Illyria here. I don't really know if I buy that. I mean, don't get me wrong, it's possible. They did say we're going to get people that die throughout the World Soul Saga, and that, I mean, it's technically has happened, but not to the degree or scale that they've kind of alluded to. So like maybe this is the start of that. But like particularly in this scene near the end, it does kind of look like Illyria. When you look at her eyes there, like her eyelids open up a bit and like maybe she is on the verge of dying. It really kind of feels as if they're trying to hint that she's not really dead here. We know we're going to get the raid March to Quel'Danas. That is a 2-boss raid coming up in a little bit. You got to imagine that's going to be where we get the proper resolution to everything that's going on here. But like either way, I like where this could take Eretor as a character. I'm still kind of out on him as a character, but as it's kind of the case with me when it comes to like any character in any story we consume in this channel, if they're able to nail it down the line, they can win me back. Now, I'm not entirely sure what Tyrallian was doing here besides just wanting to be included. He had a very touching scene with Illyria right back here. Probably one of my favorite scenes of him that we've had since like Legion. And I'm also really glad because I did do the quest leading to the Voidspire. Okay, besides this might not being the best, like, still of Tyrallian in known humanity's history, right? I could have done him better than this. I do like that they didn't go the route of, oh, now Illyria and Tyrallian hate each other, right? That wouldn't have felt realistic to me, especially after, like, the 1,000 years they spent away from everyone. I'll be really interested to see where this goes with the March to Quel'Danas raid. Now, I will say, this is a personal thing for me. Who here has played Persona 4? I mean, if you know what I mean, you know what I mean. I just hear Yosuke. That's not a bad thing. It's just whenever I hear Erator talk, I just see this guy. I have to have some kind of secret gif at like pausing scenes at the exact worst, possibly best timing. Because man, what is this? Dude, what is this? It looks like Illyria couldn't take Xal'atath back shots. Though I will say that Illyria face looks like a meme in waiting. I do like the callback to the Legion Shadow Priest artifact weapon with Xal'atath just like busting out that dagger. That's a nice little touch in my opinion. But I do think this kind of highlights one of World of Warcraft's like greatest flaws when it comes to its story, and that's just how easy it is to get spoiled on it. Because like we kind of knew something had to happen with this Naru, because you can just look at the dungeon journal for the March and Quel'Danas, and you could argue, well, just don't look at it. But it's like in the game. And I think overall, I think this is a good cinematic, don't get me wrong. It also highlights another issue with World of Warcraft storytelling, and that is the way you experience it can feel so disjointed. What do I mean by this? The quest leading into the Voidspire did not take long at all. You get to a certain part in it, and then it's just like, okay, guy, go do the raid for me. Assault the Voidspire. The raid already? Really? Would have thought to be like a little bit more build up to that, you know? And it feels like it comes out of nowhere. Kind of like how with the launch of Koresh, you just logged on a patch day and they were just like, yeah, we're going to Koresh now, dude. Let's go. Sometimes when it comes to things like this, it can really feel as if Blizzard has a plot beat that they want to hit, and they just want to make sure they hit that plot beat and flesh out that singular plot beat enough, and they don't care a lot about getting from plot point to plot point. I think this is one of the things they can drastically improve in the overall storytelling going forward. And also another thing, time gating story mode version. I get it. They want to incentivize people to play with others and go into normal and possibly heroic, mostly just normal mode. I get that. Pugging in World of Warcraft is absolutely dreadful, and if you want people to take your storytelling far more seriously, I think requiring people to even go into a normal mode raid in order to experience the story that we're all trying to get into just doesn't feel satisfying, doesn't feel compelling. And for those of us that just want to experience the story all at once, it's not like a dungeon where the difficulty of the content is not that high to where pugging it and completing it is kind of expected. Pugging a raid, especially day one in World of Warcraft, can feel like trying to remove 10,000 cactus needles from your penis. It's not a pleasant experience. You could argue, well, then get a guild. But my counter argument to that would be, that is fine in order to clear the raid. When people want to experience the story, they likely want to do it at their own time and at their own pace, relying on other people to that degree like a raid does, as opposed to a delve or a dungeon or a story mode fight. Breaks the flow, it breaks the pacing, and if you really care about the story, you're probably going to look up the cutscene, and that's just not as compelling of an experience as opposed to just being able to experience it in-game. This is just one of those things where I don't see the pros of time gating story mode and just making a worse gameplay experience for those of us that want to use that to experience the actual story. I don't see who that really benefits. It makes pugging worse because you get a bunch of people that don't like raiding or don't want to raid, trying it out in order to see the story, but they may not know what they're doing. And if you pug in World of Warcraft, especially on day one, and I'm not even saying like I'm a pro player or anything because I'm not, it just drags the overall experience down for so many people. And again, I don't see the benefit of their current schedule. Delay Mythic, sure. Give people a heroic week. When it comes to story mode, I don't see why they don't just release it day one. I will say this is one of the more impressive cinematics I've seen Blizzard put out, especially for an in-game cinematic. I do hope they end up doing something with Turalyon. I want to like the guy. They haven't really given me much reason to. He was rather sincere in the beginning of that cinematic, and then at the end he was just kind of free-falling, not really doing much. It really does kind of feel like one of those situations where it's Blizzard having a story they want to tell and they don't really care about how they do it. They're just going to tell it. It definitely feels like Turalyon should have been able to shake it off just like Erator was, or at least have him be active from this point of the cinematic on to some degree, and he just kind of isn't. Like, that would probably be my like biggest issue with this cinematic overall, but I'd still say overall a good cinematic. And here's where you come in. Leave a comment down below with your thoughts, your opinions on this cinematic for the Voidspire raid of World of Warcraft Midnight. Did you like it? Did you not like it? Do you like where this story is going? And what would you like to see changed? I would love to hear your thoughts, hear your opinions, and to hear your perspectives. And while you're down there, please leave a like and subscribe. It really helps the channel out and helps support future content, and I greatly appreciate it because we have plenty more story bits to go through in the coming weeks as we begin a march on Quel'Danas. We're calling it the Dark Well, huh? Maybe we have to let my boy Astalor do his thing and make it the Anguish Well. Yeah, that'll be cool. Just red everywhere. But let's take a step away from talking about the story and talk about the current game state. Flying is a very complicated issue, and when you have a world as beautiful as the zones provided with Midnight, is the best game design really just to fly over everything? We have a lot to talk about, people. Let's get deep into this. Check out this video to find out more. Stay safe, have a great day, and I'll see you all next time. Bye-bye, everybody. Until we meet again!